guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video. So we're continuing on our train of red zone videos, right? I feel like these red zone videos are very important to sort of show how a lot of these sort of top tier or good characters can perform in the most difficult content in the game, right? Now, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to beat Omega Shenron with the constraints of units that are on Cell's team, right? It's just sort of what we're doing here. Now, okay, I guess there actually is a lot to talk about with a lot of these characters on the team. One of the first things I do want to say is that Cell himself, right, does not really have his showcase performance on a team like this. Cell actually does not really fit with all these other Android characters. It's a bummer, but the other Cells are more or less fodder. I think doing the no item against Omega, we probably could run second form Cell or the LR physical perfect Cell, like the N Cell Juniors, just because there's two int phases by Omega. You know, once you get all those good links active, LR physical Cell will be a bit more capable, but he's probably, that LR physical Cell, I mean, I imagine he's taking at least 100k per normal from the final phase, even with type advantage, right? He's just not really all that. So I just chose to bring no Cells. Now, okay, I should talk about in Android 16, who's here on the team. This rotation, damn it, it's crazy to believe that this ended up being the no-item run, because our opening rotations are not what I was looking for. Things are just not really looking too good at all at the start here. Remember that Cell will perform way better against Omega than he will against Broly, because Omega, we can dodge, right? So Cell, you know, even without having big bad bosses, ultimate life form, all these sort of like big Cell links, you know, these major powerful links Cell has, even without all of those up, you know, against one enemy, if he gets a double or triple super, his defense can still be good enough to tank, and then of course he does have the dodge chance. Now remember that the beginning portion of this fight is brutal, right? Because Omega, basically every turn is kind of like chain, like locking and sealing. We got lucky and we didn't have either happen right here, so this, now I could sort of begin to get a good traction on the fight here. This Omega boss, even though he does stun and seal you, you can stun him, you could seal Omega, you can attack debuff him, so you could do anything. So, Int Android 16 is able to attack debuff, and then the tech androids are able to seal, right? So utilizing these characters, we should be good. That's really good. Great rotation right here. Yeah, them only 25k damage right there. Not bad at all. Using this character, that 16 and 18, it does appear as though they can activate the guard mid-turn. I've had it happen to me several times now, where, you know, it seems like every attack is a chance for them to proc their guard. I guess it does make sense because of the way it's written, right, with an extreme class ally, like on the turn with you. So I guess it's not really checked, like at the start of turn the same way, you know, other guard characters are that have a chance. I don't know, right? But they do appear to guard at least midway through the turn, which can be really, really, really helpful, right? And of course, you know, remember the way Omega works. We have int, STR, then int in terms of our phases. So this is basically going to be our last brutal turn right here if we could just make it through this, right? Again, Cell does not really work with all the androids on the team. It does suck. Cell is actually not really a great pick, I guess, for the android team, considering, like, as the leader of the android team, considering it's just all these, like, all the recent characters that have come out are not big bad bosses, right? You know, we certainly could have that change after the movie comes out. Maybe a new Android 13 Dokkan Fest comes out or something like that, right? But I wonder if Cell might have been better suited as like an artificial life form lead or something like that, right? Because at that point, maybe we could have had like Kid Buu get a 200% as well or something like that. Like Cell and Kid Buu potentially could work really well together. All right, so now I should talk about this in Android 16, this Super Strike Android 16. They were on something when they made him. They made him so weird. But, I mean, he is a free-to-play unit, and here we are in, you know, the hardest stage in the game, practically, and in Android 16 does pretty good. The basis for him is that if your entire rotation as Androids has Cell Saga, he has a 50% chance to guard. That's how in Android 16 works, right? Then when he guards, oh, we just barely live there. And then when he guards, he reduces damage received by 60%. He also links up incredibly well with 16 and 18, right? So it's like we're able to get, you know, Tough as Nails active, which, what is it, 20% defense and 5% damage reduction. You know, the 16 and 18 are given defensive support. Like, they can work together if, like, one or both of them are getting their guard to activate. So this is a relatively poor turn, so I believe I do pop Cell's active right here. Like, look at this. Like, keep in mind that in this first phase, Omega's super attack is not a beam. It is not a beam. Oh, actually, Omega, well, yeah, it didn't matter. I feel like I had to do this because we knew, remember that 19 and 20 do activate the Scouter when your health is low. So we knew Omega wasn't supering right there. But, you know, they get so much defense on super, I don't think it would have been a good idea for them to be locked in slot 1 like that. So we get, this is one of the real strengths of Cell. In doing these red zone runs, at the moment, I've done several no-item attempts on Broly as well. I actually, earlier today, got Broly down to 2 health bars, pretty much. And then got finished off just because in Android 16 did not guard towards the end right there. But this full power mode I found to be very effective and very helpful. Especially because of the fact that he does the guaranteed crits. Guaranteed crits on those giant forms is just so good. It really allows him to do massive damage, even to these red zone bosses, right? So 19 and 20, remember, where I think, what is their HP threshold for the Scouter? Is it 40? I'd have to double check that. But we have the Scouter up, so we can put them in front of Sin. The rest of the fight, Sin/Omega, is just doing beam supers. So this is why this unit is so like, look how stupid this is. Boop, and then thanks for the 200k HP back, buddy. Like, it's just so nuts how good they are. They're so strong. Like, as a banner unit, they 19 and 20 and 17 and 18, like, the way they just dominate both Broly and Omega, it's stunning. It is actually crazy how good these characters are, right? Like, seriously, the Android team, like, if the Android leader was 17 and 18 instead of Cell, the Android team would probably be the best team in the game. Like, the 17 and 18, I think, are better than Cell. Cell is good, but I mean, he's got no help, dude. There's no good partners. You notice the way I'm using Cell here. Cell's not a main rotation unit for us because of the way his links are working and stuff like that. Now, Cell works, he has Gentleman within Android 16, and then he has Shocking Speed with 16 and 18. So these characters can sort of work along with Cell. And remember, I have to build the team very specifically here. In order for in Android 16 to have the high chance to guard, the whole rotation needs to be Android/Cell Saga. So I brought one Super 17, and I'm going to keep him on the other rotation, and then I have to keep Int 16 on rotation, and thus, the way the team is set up, every single rotation will be a full Android/Cell Saga build. Not bad, you know, he didn't guard, but he was still taking under 10k. I will definitely, dude, this STR Sin, how many videos have I done? You guys have seen where this Sin has exploded, like LR Super Saiyan 4s and stuff just off the field, right? Like, he's so powerful, this Sin. So, I mean, in Android 16, I gotta give it to him, right? He's definitely looking good. But in Android 16 is able to be utilized effectively now because the entire team is Android/Cell Saga, pretty much, right? We do have, you know, there's some recent Android additions, Tech Android 16, you know, from Fighters, Android 21, and then the Hellfighter 17 and the AGL Trenchcoat 17 from GT. But keep in mind that those characters are not on this team, right? We don't have them available to use on this team. So because of that, like, we're able to just build like a full Android/Cell Saga setup, and then Super 17. I've been very unimpressed with LR Super 17, by the way, if you guys are curious. Dude, I don't know that I want to call AGL 17 outright better, but I mean, LR 17 to me has been very underwhelming. I don't know. I don't know why they would make a character like that. He oftentimes has 400k defense, which is good, but just for the role he wants, I feel like he wants to be a tank. Like, if that tech Super 17, if they just slapped 40% damage reduction on him on top of his like 400k defense he often has, like, he would be so much better. But the unit is just so weirdly designed. It sucks, because it's like the Android team got all this help, and now it's like I just don't even want to use Tech 17, right? Like, I just don't even want to run them LR Super 17. It's a shame. Like, dude, I'm running free-to-play in Android 16 over LR Super 17. Think about that, right? LR Super 17 is not even a year old, right? Like, I know we have type disadvantage for 2 phases here, so that's tough for any unit, right? That's not like guarding. But like, hey, 17 and 18, they're in here. I mean, you know, we can make it work with them. Now, I did a run earlier today where I did die, because I was not really too sure around like how much damage 17 and 18 would take from Omega. If they're at like 400k defense, yeah, so like right around there, they'd be taking, I think, about 150k per, like, in slot 1, if they were in slot 1. Because earlier today I probably could have no item this before reset, but I was not able to because of the fact that, again, I wasn't really too sure. So I was like, all right, they got like 430k defense. How are they going to do in slot 1? And they took 140 a couple of times. So like that was just too much, right? So here, by putting them in slot 2, they're not really going to take very much damage at all. Now, we have many characters that could survive Omega's super attack here. Remember that 19 and 20 will straight up absorb it, and that'll heal us. We also have 17 and 18. As long as our health is above 35%, 17 and 18 can nullify Omega's super attack, which means we have nothing to worry about. 16 and 18, depending upon the situation, would certainly be able to survive it as well. In Android, 16 actually would be able to survive it if his guard is up, but I would really rather not risk it, considering how hard these runs are. But if I have to put him there, I will. I think AGL Cell, I don't know. Without another Cell, no. I was going to say, AGL Cell definitely could survive if we had full, like a Cell round, and he triple supered, and we were at full health. I think AGL Cell could live. If he triple supered, you know, next to a Cell with nearly all of his links active and stuff like that. Look at this, 500k healing. Whoop, thank you. In 16, didn't even guard that turn. Doesn't matter. We're good. This is a time to pop the Ghost Usher. The thing about the Android's Ghost Usher is that you can only use it if the enemy is above 35% HP. So if we don't use it now, you know, we're not really going to get a chance to use it. Keep in mind that this sort of throws off the rotation a bit in terms of where Omega is going to super attack, because remember, Omega is a countdown super. So by Ghost Ushering right here, Omega is not supering on the next turn, he's supering now in 2 turns. So I can guarantee that now 17 and 18, I can toss them in front of it, right? So that was a really good usage of the Ghost Usher right there to ensure that 17 and 18 can just, boop, nullify Omega's super attack, and then we just don't even have to worry about it. So that is pretty good right there, right? So I don't really know so much if we have any other characters that could survive. I don't know, could AGL, I think AGL 17 can live, right? Especially if we might happen to have 19 and Dr. Giro on rotation. They can give us a nice heal as well. And then, of course, you know, the defensive support. That's the thing about the 19 and 20 is they do reasonable damage. Like, well, actually, their damage is sick. A lot of times they're like around 4 million. Their defensive stats are definitely like pushing like over 300k with the support, and then they absorb Key Blast supers, and they have a Scouter. Like, I love that they dropped 19 and 20. It's just a ridiculously OP unit. We still could die pretty much any turn, right? Like, if Int 16 decides not to guard in a crucial moment, we could be dead. You know, there's just a lot of situations where things could very well go south. But do keep in mind, even at this late point in the fight, we do still have a second rage mode. I lost track of which cell did it, but one of the cells has his rage mode in his back pocket still. So see, that was still a very good turn by Cell, right? Like triple 6 million attack stats right there. You know, even without... The only link he had active right there, I think, is Gentleman, which is just key in defense. So that was Cell doing a triple 6 million attack stat, like, pretty much by himself, right? Very small amounts of support. So, definitely quite impressive, I would have to say, by this team overall. 17 and 18, 19 and 20. I was telling everyone how 17 and 18 were better than Super Saiyan 3 Goku and shit like that months ago. And people were telling me I'm an idiot, I don't know what I'm talking about, blah, 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 blah. Okay, Android's got a real team. Shocking. They perform better than like every other unit in the game in the red zone. Oh my god, I'm so stunned by this, that this unit is insane. The Ghost Usher, the Nullification, the Seal, right? The one issue with them is if your tech orbs are really bad, they can struggle, for sure. They're not perfect. They do have a weakness, but for the most part, they completely dominate. So there we go. Cell performed well, despite the fact... See, I do like Cell still, because he performed very well, despite the fact that the team was literally horrible for him, right? Like, there was not really a way Cell could spread his wings on this team, but his leader skill, dude. He's still way better than in Android, or AGL Android 13, like, you know, running him as lead of the team. So, there we go. Let me know what you guys think of Cell and his team, no-iteming Omega. I will go ahead and circle around and no-item Broly as well. Again, I was very close earlier today, so within a few days, I should be able to no-item Broly. It's just very tough, because fighting Broly takes so long. His AGL form has so much health that it's like, it's just a battle to kill him before one of the Android 16s doesn't guard, basically. But let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.